I think sexuality, you feel the lash of the whip every time a woman is publicly humiliated by an ex-boyfriend, by any form of socialization, um, uh, rumors. It affects all women to some degree. There is socialization that's happening, as I said, in books and movies, in narratives that are primarily focused on male gaze. And I don't say this because I hate male gaze, I don't. But I say it because it has ramifications where women are concerned or where women's sexuality is concerned. And so that's why I make mention of it. Because even as a woman, I find it difficult to get out my own mind out of male gaze in such a way that I could authentically write about female desire without feeling like I'm cheapening the woman, the character that I'm writing, or constructing it in some artificial way, right? So you somehow you like, or at least right now for me, the whole thing is you want to write this in a way that feels authentic, right? But maybe it isn't necessarily authentic to pursue men. That might just be the truth of the thing, right? And if it's not necessarily authentic to pursue men, then attraction isn't really a consequential element of female desire. It's sort of an arbitrary thing because you can't act on it anyways. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's a complicated deconstruction of female sexuality. It's very, very complicated. So yeah, okay, yeah, women might be attracted to a lot of things, but the way that we're socialized is operating on so many levels, and so I don't know that that's helpful. So the one analysis that says that, yeah, okay, women are attracted to a lot of things, like, okay, right, but where do you go with that analysis? How is it instructive for women? How is it helpful for women? How does it give women back autonomy? How does it protect women from people who want to abuse and exploit her through sexuality? So, for instance, I was listening to this guy critiquing this woman. I don't remember what the criteria was, but I remember that he had a problem with her particular, I think, her political stance. But in sort of discussing who she was, he brought out people that she dated and slept with, and some sort of I don't know what, some sort of titillating part of her sexual history as a way to discredit her. And I find that practice is very common in public spaces. And so it's a weird thing for women to straddle, I think, this idea of sexual liberation and sexual autonomy, sexualization, and even just having the human right to desire something without somehow being used as some form of cautionary tale for all other women. So if you somehow are outside the norm, whatever the fuck the norm is, right, that you can then be ostracized, right, and penalized for your sexuality, and then taking that bizarre ritual that we have, taking that one step further, that and it can be either women or men who punish women for their sexuality, but that then you turn around and complain about how uptight women are, or how confused women are about their sexuality, when we have such a complex socializing program operating on women all the time. Like it's one of those things where it just, it bugs me. It bugs me. It bugs me. It bothers me. I feel like, especially these days, because I feel like, I came up in the 80s, the 90s. I mean, women's lib was like old hat. That was our parents, right? And we were well into the, the Madonna era, right? The Little Kim era, right? Where it was like, woo, it was, and I'm okay with that. Like, I have no issues with sexual liberation, but the complexities of it, and whether or not we actually, as women, not just understand it, but we ourselves embrace it. I'm not sure that we do. I'm not sure that we do. And I don't think that we do when, in fact, you do see girls embarrassing other girls for their sexual exploits. Nobody embarrasses men for their sexual exploits, right? They expect it. They expect it. All men are expected to have had lots of sex, lots of bad sex with ugly women, right? Like, this is a complete normative of male socialization, whether they've done it or not. And I don't even know that many men have had that much sex. But the narrative is such that that's normal, right? And for women to be sexual, and they don't even have to be sexual. Women just have to be presumed sexual in order for that to be enough of a reason to literally destroy her life, destroy her reputation, destroy all of the potential that she has. And for what? Something that she doesn't even have the autonomy to express anyways. Not really. And then we wonder why there's all of these hangups and all of these inconsistencies and all of these, and you have guys who, you date, who look at you sideways when you're not just like, right? Right? What's your problem, chickie? Right? I'm sorry, what? Come again? What? Because it comes back to this thing I was talking about a little while ago. This idea of just sort of being just honest with what we're coping with, what we're dealing with, what we're working with here.